Hello everybody, welcome to 2C TV with your latest news update, this time from Germany. Following our reports last night about the attack at the Christmas market in Magdeburg, we have some more information. Over the last 12 hours or so, we've had a lot of propaganda, fake news and spin from the global mainstream media. We are here to give you the facts, we are here to tell the truth, and we are here to show you our investigative work that we've done to find out more about the attacker. Now, there are a couple of things to cover when it comes to this. If you haven't obviously seen the other videos, make sure to watch the reports. Obviously, developments changed there from the first live stream. The mainstream media are focusing on the suspect, right? Now, this man is a doctor from Saudi Arabia. We know that. He's 50 years old, from Saudi. He's been in Germany since 2006. Now, the media have been going around saying he is an atheist. Some say he's far right, and some say he is anti-Islam. We are here to tell the truth. We've done our homework. They are lying to you, and they are falling for the propaganda. We will focus on the true agenda of the man. We are focusing on the problem of sleeper cells, and we are focusing on how we can go forward. Just because somebody self-identifies as something doesn't mean it's true. I can self-identify as a penguin. It doesn't mean I'm a penguin. Or I can self-identify as a woman. It doesn't mean I am a woman. Now, let's give you guys the actual information. This is his ID, born on the 5th of November 1974. This man is not an atheist. This man is not anti-Islam. We've had a recent case in the United Kingdom, a number of them, that extremists claim to have converted to Christianity to avoid deportations and to seek asylum. This man is a foreign criminal wanted by Saudi Arabia. Actual criminal, but also as an extremist. Anybody who goes around and kills innocent people, he's an extremist. In this video, we are also going to talk about the concept of taqiyya in Islam, which is misleading and lying on purpose. Now, let's talk about this. We have some information about Talib's own details. This is actually, I was a messaging service. We found his address. The first problem. This is where he's based. Brumberg, near Nuremberg, right? Towards the south, near Munich. This was where the attack was, Magdeburg. A random small town near Berlin, not even actual Berlin or Hanover. Why would he decide to go there? Not Munich, for example, which is closer. And why attack Christians at a Christmas market? Right? If you're anti-Islam. A lot of people are falling for the propaganda coming from the media. It's so interesting to see how easy the corporate media are still able to manipulate the public. Now, he's not an atheist because we have the evidence as well. First things first, there is this video of Talib confirming that he actually has set up an organization, even online, to bring in more migrants into Germany. The extremists who were being chased by governments, including Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia obviously are doing a massive crackdown against extremists. Watch this.
Hi, my name is Talib. I'm from Saudi Arabia. I'm an activist. I created a website to help people seeking asylum, especially from Saudi Arabia and the Gulf region.
He's bringing in more illegal migrants. He's not an integrated German atheist or Christian. He's part of the problem. Now, the German government have helped him. Saudi Arabia want him because he's a criminal, but he's also an extremist. We're going to talk about the extremist part because we have more evidence for that. The German government, in fact, refused to extradite him to Saudi Arabia. So this man should like the German government, but he doesn't. He's still anti-West and he's still anti-Christian. This is where it gets interesting. So, this is a post by him in 2023. Responded to a post by Israel and the IDF saying, no, we will return Hamas to Gaza. And if you like, we can bring Hamas to your home so you can taste it. He was still pushing for Hamas, which is backed by the IRGC, the Islamic Republic of Iran, Shia extremists, right? who are obviously in collaboration with Hamas and Hezbollah. The anti-Islam atheist was attacking Israel, saying we will bring back Hamas. Number one. This is also interesting. The foreign criminal was wanted by the Saudi government with a Shia background. He has been in Germany since 2006. Shia extremist, ladies and gentlemen. We have more evidence about this as well. Shia extremists obviously don't like Saudi Arabia and don't like UAE, Bahrain, many of these governments, because they're doing a crackdown on terrorism, which is, by the way, funded by the Islamic Republic of Iran. It is important to talk about taqiyya. Taqiyya is a concept in Islam. There's a license to lie. You are able to pretend you are something else or somebody else in order to further your own agenda. They've done it so many times, including the recent terrorists who claimed that they have converted to Christianity. They do this to be able to stay in the West. If you, someone from Saudi Arabia, claim that you are an atheist or you convert to Christianity, then you could claim that if you send me back to Saudi Arabia, I'll be in trouble. Human rights. It's happened many times. And sleeper cells is also an important concept to focus on, because part of the act, if you are someone like Talib and you've been there, you've been in Germany, and you know you're an extremist and you know Saudi want you and you have a plan, what do? You create a persona over time to go around and claim that, yes, I don't like Saudi's Sunni Muslims. Oh, this is bad. Yeah, we shouldn't Islamize Europe. Yeah, at the same time also attack Europe for being Christian. So you do this to create a persona. So once you get caught, people assume, actually, no, he wasn't an Islamist. That's what you do. He also posted this. First, I assure you that if Germany wants a war, we will fight it. If Germany wants to kill us, we will slaughter them, die, in prison, blah, blah, blah. Because we have exhausted all peaceful means. And all we have received from the police, state security, and everything else, right? The man was not on a watch list in Germany. He's a foreign criminal. He was a foreign extremist. Saudi Arabia wanted him back. He's been posting publicly on social media about attacking Germany, and somehow the German authorities did not have him on a watch list. That is a problem with neglect from the state in general, despite his own persona, right? The man was an extremist. He killed people. He also said, in my experience, the German police themselves are the biggest drivers of crime against the migrants. The German police are a kind of terrorist organization that deliberately instigates conflicts amongst migrants until they carry out attack against Germany. So saying that basically they are agitating, antagonizing migrants to cause trouble. And now he did it, so he can now blame the German government. Oh, I'm the victim. The German government made me do it. The Christians made me do it. It gets worse. Brother Rashid says, I am a former Muslim, and I closely follow the stories of those who leave Islam. I often connect with them on social media, interview them, and explore the reasons for leaving the faith. Over the past 20 years, I have interviewed many ex-Muslims. I reached out twice to Dr. Talib, inviting him to share his story and other topics on camera. However, he declined both times. I typically ask tough questions during my interviews, which makes me wonder why he refused. Each time he cited a temporary medical condition, claiming his face was swollen as the reason he could not appear. Below are the DMs that he rejected his request. So as someone who's claiming to be ex-Muslim and wants to be outspoken, somehow refused to actually be interviewed and be scrutinized about it, right? Now, he also said, actions speak louder than words. If the Saudi perpetrator truly hated Saudi Arabia, he would have targeted Saudi Arabia, not Germany. If he hated Islam, he would have attacked an Islamic gatherings or symbols. The fact that he carried out his attack in Germany, targeting Christians at a Christmas market, points to only one conclusion. The thing he hated most was Christians. Terrorist actions are driven by what they despise the most, and in this case, his target makes his motive clear. It doesn't matter what he is pretended to be. In fact, if he wanted to actually pretend to be anti-Islam and wanted to basically damage Islam, what he would have done is he would have created a persona of being pro-Islamist, and then he would do attack And he would say, oh yes, yeah, I'm an Islamist. Islam did this. Ooh. So if he really hated Islam, he would have actually pretended to be Islamist to do it. But he did the exact opposite. He was pretending to be an atheist. He was pretending to be anti-Sunni. But he was a Shia extremist. That is the truth. And obviously anti-Christian. Also, shout out to Maral Salmasi, an Iranian-German entrepreneur and producer, also politically incorrect as she calls herself. She did this video explaining also the concept of taqiyya, as I said.
Contrary to some claims, he was neither an atheist nor an ex-Muslim. Talib falsely portrayed himself as an atheist ex-Muslim and victim of the Saudi regime while simultaneously accusing the German government of prosecuting female Saudi asylum seekers and promoting an agenda to Islamize Europe. His identity as a radical Shia Muslim is evident, even from his name, which explains his hostility towards Saudi Arabia and his wicked jihadi agenda. Leaked tweets and chat screenshots now circulating on X reveal his connection to radical Islamist networks, including accounts linked to ISIS. And ex-Muslim organizations and activists on X have also reported receiving direct threats from Talib. Ask yourself, why would an atheist threaten ex-Muslims? It doesn't make sense. This is a classic example of taqiyya, an Islamic practice that allows Muslims to lie and deceive to advance Islamic goals or agendas. Talib's false narrative designed to sow division, chaos, and terror reveals the psychopathy and manipulative nature of a jihadist. His actions seek to destabilize and confuse society, to paralyze any meaningful response to radical threats. By portraying himself as a victim of Sunni Saudi Arabia, who he, from his radical Shia perspective, considers fake Muslims, he furthers both his jihadist goals and his sectarian battle.
Here we go. Now, if you want more, we have more evidence. Some of you are familiar with Omar Abdulaziz. Talib confirmed his connection to Omar Abdulaziz, who's also another extremist, also wanted by Saudi Arabia. Now, how many times do we have to actually show evidence for the mainstream media to do their homework? It shouldn't be our job to do it. It should be their job to do this. There's also the Middle Eastern Christian saying this. What happened in Magdeburg, Germany yesterday was a horrific terrorist attack on Christianity, on Western civilization and values. But let's be honest, this didn't come as a surprise, not to me, not to anyone who has been paying attention. Europe has been overrun by immigrants and fake asylum seekers for over a decade now. The majority of them are military-age men, not families fleeing genuine persecution. The reality is that these individuals cannot and will not be integrated into European societies. The belief in supremacy, the imposition of Sharia, the disregard for other religions, and the refusal to separate religion from state, all of these elements are incompatible with the very foundation of Western democracies and, of course, Christian values. That's why he attacked Christians at a Christmas market. Extremist is an extremist. You can take the extremist out of the Middle East, but you will not take the Middle East out of a extremist. This is the truth. Let's get some reaction while we're here. Ivan, thank you. Super chat from Ivan saying, seems like the mainstream media have adopted the same line policy as the Islamists. Shame on them all. Yes. Another one, thank you very much, saying, wasn't a problem when it was an immigrant with issues, but put in a ADF link. It's a far-right lunatic. Sleeper cells can manipulate those with a smooth brain, like these fools running countries. Yeah, this is the whole point. These foreign agents are able to manipulate certain people, and the people who do get manipulated, they have to question their own sanity, because you must be, as this person says, smooth brain to fall for this trick. For those of us who are familiar with that culture, For those of us, including myself and my family, who are obviously are from a country that's been under Islamic occupation since 1979 in Iran, for families, again, people like myself, Christians, who had to be forced under the Islamic occupation to live in a certain way until we were saved by the British Embassy, we know about all their tactics, all their strategies, all their hatred. But people in the West, some continue to fall for propaganda. The concept of the religion of peace. It is not the religion of peace. It is a religion of pieces. Now, Kentucky Fried Chicken says that ex-Abdul attacked Christians. Weird, isn't it? This is why taqiyya exists for Abdul. Says fantastic journalism. Thank you, Maya. Thank you very much for the support. And AFC Man UK says it's ridiculous. If Christmas markets in the Christian UK are being cancelled due to threats of terrorism, then there is a problem, and it is Islamic extremists. Yes. Doesn't matter how they self-identify. Nicholas says no, they know exactly who he is. They're hiding this by shutting down discussion, confusing the narrative. They know who he is. Musk knows too, and it will come out how it was let in. This is the whole problem, considering that the German government have been in contact with this man because Saudi Arabia wanted extradition. Surely the German government would be on top of him, just check to see what he says online. You know, it's just common sense, right? Somehow the German government claim that he wasn't on their watch list. Somehow they claim that they didn't see all these weird social media posts about him wanting to attack Christians and Germany. Really? Yeah, apparently we're the idiots, right? Mark is right. It's not. The rest of the comment is not there, but for some reason, there we go. It's not a religion. That's true. It's a political ideology, claiming to be an Abrahamic religion. I thought you were. I think you mean thought. I thought you were against collectivism. What? No, you mean thought. I thought you were against collectivism. Yes, collectivism is evil. But here you are associating this individual attacker with a certain group. I don't think you understand what collectivism means. You are going against one of your beliefs, mate. Do you understand what you're talking about, Kuro? I'm against collectivism as a concept, whether it's obviously fascism, socialism, national socialism, communism, Islam. These are all collectivist mentalities. And there are people who are collectivists, including Dr. Taleb. He's a collectivist. So I'm saying he's a collectivist. He's associated with a certain group. Now you're saying you are associating the individual attacker with a certain group. Yes, that's collectivism. And I don't like it. I don't think this person actually understands logic. Just because I say collectivism exists doesn't mean I support collectivism. So I say Karl Marx is part of the Marxist collectivism. Doesn't mean I'm supporting collectivism. I'm saying he is a collectivist. Anyway. Barbara Davis says, like and subscribe. Listen to Barbara, guys. Let's get 2C to 1 million subscribers to get the truth out. Rest in peace, Peter Lynch. Free Tommy and political prisoners. Condolences to all affected in the horrific attack. Thanks, Maya. Thank you very much, Barbara Davis, for that important message. Super chat from Tesbot, thank you, saying, I feel so tired and defeated. People in the UK and the West are still not listening. Yes, Islam doesn't belong. Just do your homework, people in the establishment, in the authorities. Kuro says, you don't understand, you're just an Islamophobe. Phobia, Islamophobe. Phobia means an irrational fear. I can assure you my fear and opposition to Islam is not irrational. It is extremely rational. Don't care what you call me or it. Yes, I'm against it. Well done. I'm first time watcher here. Welcome to the channel. I'm getting sick and tired of this world. It's insane at the moment. I know. Wolf says Muslims are encouraged to lie as long as it is for Islam. True. There are no ex-Muslims. Oh, there are ex-Muslims. They will always stand with Muslims. No. There are definitely ex-Muslims. There are definitely people who have been persecuted and have lost their family members and their loved ones to Islam, and they have escaped. There are definitely people who do not like the ideology. They happen to be born in those places and they have fought against it. They've died for their opposition against Islam. Their family members have died. It is true, there are ex-Muslims, but not all people who self-identify as ex-Islamic are telling the truth. That is the truth. It's like saying, I've met Jeremy Corbyn from England. That means all English people are socialists like Jeremy Corbyn. And if any English person says, I'm not a socialist, that person is lying. Or anybody from countries who had Karl Marx being born there. Germans are all basically socialists. Russians are all basically communists. That is not true. Didn't Tusi interview one a while back? Yes, Apostate Prophet. He has a big YouTube channel. Go watch him. He's a Turk. He is an ex-Islamic, very proactive, very vocal activist and a media commentator. You have to support the ex-Islamic people. Absolutely. It's not an easy thing to leave that ideology. If you do it, you are brave and you have to be supported. Now, some would lie. You have to always keep an eye on that, but that is a whole different conversation. Joyce, just another example of why there can never be a two-state solution. I mean, it's not completely related to that problem, but yeah, it shows the mentality. He says they are trying to call him far right. Yep, I know. It's just crazy. I mean, there's no logic. There's no logical aspect to the brains of these people right now in the establishment. Anyway. Spencer says, please explain taqiyya. So if you joined the live stream late like Spencer, you missed the beginning of the live when we explained taqiyya and everything else. Feel free to rewind back to the beginning of the live stream. Watch the whole report. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to come back. There's so much to talk about today on Tusi TV. I'm Maya Tusi, and we are the media.